We all know that it's becoming harder and harder to save money. As prices of different goods, housing, and others are increasing, you basically need to spend more money to have the same lifestyle that you used to have last year, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. So saving money has become a necessity in order to maintain your current lifestyle. Well, I'm going to tell you the easiest way for you to make money by literally doing nothing. So in this video, I'm going to talk about the 6 best high-yield savings accounts. The great news is that to open a savings account with any of these banks is such an easy process. It's very straightforward. You only sign in with them, follow the steps to complete your registration, and you should be set to go. And to start the ranking, for number 1, I will talk about my personal favorite savings account, and this is the one that I currently have, and this is with SoFi. I really love SoFi because even though this is a bank, it also feels like a technology company. Whenever you sign up with them and you see their dashboard, it is very easy to use. It looks very modern and very straightforward. So whenever you open a bank account with SoFi, you automatically get your checkings and savings account. This bank offers you even interest on the checkings account of only 0.5% APY, and you can get up to 4.6% APY with SoFi. However, something that you need to take into consideration, in order to unlock the 4.6%, you basically need to unlock direct deposit with them. Because if you don't set up direct deposit, your savings accounts will only give you 1.2%, which is well below the percentages of all the banks that I'm going to mention in this video. 2 great things that I like about the SoFi bank account is, 1, you get a sign-up bonus of $300 when you open the bank account with them after setting up the direct deposit. And also, you get referral bonus, so whenever you give your link to a friend, you earn $75 per referral, and also your friends will make $25 as well. And there are many other things that you can do with the SoFi app. You're able to connect all your different accounts and the different investments that you have. Maybe you have a house, you have a car, and then they calculate your net worth for you so you can keep track of this. At the same time, you're able to invest in stocks, cryptocurrencies, bonds through their SoFi app. So basically, there's a whole ecosystem in this app where it allows you to have a lot of flexibility, either to invest, to save, and it also looks pretty cool. And lastly, SoFi is also insured by FDIC. So moving on to the next high-yield savings account, another great bank where you also can earn a very high APY is with Ally Bank. With Ally, you can earn 4.20% APY, which is slightly lower than SoFi, but still pretty great. Ally also has a comparison against the other big banks such as Bank of America, Chase, and Wells Fargo, where you can see a comparison of their APY. As you can see, Ally offers 4.20% and compared to the other 3 banks, that's only 0.01%. So for example, if you have $10,000 saved in your bank account with Ally, you can get basically $420 a year. But if you have the same $10,000 with one of these 3 big banks, you basically earn $1 a year. It's really not worth it. And one reason that you might decide opening with Ally instead of SoFi is that they offer 3 great features that really makes this saving account stand out compared to many others. The first feature is recurring transfers. Basically, this booster allows you to have your money automatically transferred into different buckets on a schedule that works for you, meaning you can have one bucket to save for your car, then another bucket to save for your house. So basically, you can achieve your goals on 2 separate buckets. Also, another feature is called surprise savings, where basically this feature analyzes your spending in different areas that you do on a regular basis and basically tells you where you could be saving more and will help you to move this extra saving into your bank account. There are some limitations. The transfer will be under $100 and no more than 3 times per week. So this helps you to save even more money with less effort. And lastly, one that I think it's pretty cool, it's called the roundups, where it basically rounds up your spending to the nearest dollar, and then that amount will be transferred to your bank account. It is important that you need to accrue at least $5 in order for this transfer to happen. So again, Ally savings account is actually pretty great and a lot of people like it. Even though the APY difference between SoFi and Ally is not that big, I decided to go with SoFi because I really love their dashboard, I really love their features and how easy it is to use. At the end of the day, it depends on what bank and what features you value the most. Also, Ally is insured by FDIC. Moving on to the third bank, and this is a really well-known bank and one that I personally really like, and it is the AmericanExpress savings account. So American Express savings account also is insured by FDIC, and they have an APY of 4.25%. With American Express, you also get unlimited transfers and withdrawal, and at the same time, you're working with a well-known brand and a huge bank. In all honesty, the savings account doesn't offer a huge amount of features. It is very straightforward. But for me, one of the greatest things of having a bank account with American Express, the number one reason will be their customer service. Personally, I don't have a bank account with American Express, but I do have a credit card with them, the American Express Gold. Every time I contacted customer service, they always solved every issue that I had in a really short period of time. You don't even have to necessarily call them. You can also log into your American Express bank account, or you can chat with an agent, and he or she will be helping you along the way with any questions that you might have. So for me, this is something that I really value. It makes it way easier to solve all your problems and have less of a headache. Some things that are not as great with the American Express bank account is that they don't have physical branches, so you don't have the opportunity to go in person in case you want to dispute something or maybe ask a specific question. You'll have to do it by phone call or chatting with an agent. And also, American Express doesn't have ATM access, so basically you won't be able to access your cash with them. So these are things to consider whenever you want to open a bank account with them. American Express for sure it's great, but personally I think there are better options out there. So number 4, I think it's a really interesting savings account. It's called Marcus by Goldman Sachs. This savings account offers you 4.4% APY, no minimum fee, and same-day transfers for amounts less than $100, which might not be a lot, but it can be really helpful. It's also insured by FDIC, and I will say one of the greatest things about having this savings account is that it's run by Goldman Sachs, where basically they advertise that you'll have the help and expertise of them in any questions that you might have, might be with your savings accounts, maybe with investing. So having your account with them and maybe create this type of connection with Goldman Sachs might not be such a bad thing. Their dashboard is user-friendly and should be pretty easy to use. Might have some complex things, but at the end of the day, it will be your preference if you want to go with them only because of their brand name or because of the APY. You'll basically have to put things on a balance and make sure that they fit the needs that you might have. Another well-known bank that I have talked in my channel in the past is the savings account of CapitalOne called the CapitalOne 360 Performance Saving. This bank offers a 4.25% APY and it's insured by FDIC. You have no maintenance fees and you don't need a minimum to keep the account open or open the account in the first place. CapitalOne advertises the following features: easy account transfers, which basically makes it easier for you to move your money between different linked CapitalOne accounts or even with external banks. Automatic saving plans, where basically you set up a schedule of how often and how much of your money you want to transfer to your savings account over time. Multiple accounts, where it's basically where you put your money into different buckets of different saving goals that you may have. You can name them however you want and organize it this way. And also mobile check deposits, where basically you can deposit checks by taking pictures. Outside of this bank account doesn't offer many different features. It's also very straightforward. It does have some nice features to use like the one I previously mentioned. And CapitalOne is a great bank and it's very easy to use. And this is why it's on my list of one of the best savings accounts currently. And last but not least, a fan favorite bank also has a high yield savings account, and this is Discover with a 4.25% APY. With them you don't have a monthly fee, insufficient funds fee, and minimum opening deposit fee, which is pretty great to have, along with different features that you can see here in the picture, and they're also insured by FDIC. One thing that I think is pretty cool, whenever you get Discover's debit card, you can earn 1% cash back with this. Of course, it is way better to have credit card because they usually give you way more points and way more benefits than any debit card out there. However, if you don't have a great credit or you're not really into the credit card world, having the ability to earn 1% cash back, it's way better than earning nothing. For example, if you're spending $2,000 on your regular monthly expenses for groceries, paying for your rent, and many others, with 1% cash back, you're basically making $20 a month. It might not sound like a lot, but for sure it does add up. And the whole point of personal finance is for you to find multiple ways where you can save money, and it can be small amounts in one area, small amounts in other area, where basically you can compound it and have yourself to be in a way better financial situation. So as you can see, throughout this video, I talked about 6 different high-yield savings accounts. Many of them are very similar, very straightforward. Some others have more unique features that might be very useful. However, at the end of the day, it will all come down to you, to whatever your financial needs are. Like I mentioned, personally, I have SoFi. I really like their dashboard. I really like their setup, where basically you can have a whole ecosystem where you can track your net worth, you can invest with them, and you also make a really decent amount of money with keeping your money with them by literally doing nothing. And at the end of the day, this is what we care about. It is way better to keep your money in any of these 6 banks than many of the big banks that only offer 0.01% in your savings account, which is virtually nothing. So it is important for you to consider this fact, maybe do the research on your own, try to understand which bank fits your needs, and start earning money with no effort now. If you like my video, please subscribe to my channel, hit the thumbs up, and let me know in the comments any questions that you might have. I really hope to see you soon.